أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لإيلاف قريش إيلافهم رحلة الشتاء والصيف فليعبدوا رب هذا البلد الذي أطعمهم من جوع وآمنهم من خوف. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the heathen, nor sitteth in the seat that is scornful, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in this law I see ideated sunrise and sundown. Him I go there like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth fruit in his season. Him leave never I go wither, and whatsoever him do shall prosper. Yea! The heathen them now, they saw them there like a chaff, which the wind driveth away. Therefore the heathen them never go turn upon judgment. Now the sinner man them in the congregation of the righteous for the Lord God Jah. Love the way of the righteous and the way of the sinner man them always and always. I will perish. Let the people of the Most High God say Jah. Kadama we gruma beya tela e exact beer tanaista lina bashante shante 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 kadama we gruma beya tela e. This is the Black Pot aka Kuku Shodomo, where we speak truth to power and we are in the service of God and country. My name Blakk RASTA. In every traditional African home there is a black pot. And every time this black pot sits on the fire, ingredients of so many different types, shapes and sizes, aromas and even colors, find themselves right there in the black pot. Putting aside all their differences, they are subjected to some amount of heating to produce food. Interestingly, the food does not even benefit the black pot, neither does it benefit the ingredients. It rather benefits us, the eaters. Same way. Selflessly, we must also put aside all our differences and come together as one people and produce development for our people, our continent, our land. In fact, the black pot is so symbolical of the African continent, and the ingredients represent us. Just as the ingredients are put aside their differences, we must also do that so that we come together to interplay. We must be able to produce development for our people. This is the Joshua generation. This is the generation of tree planters. We know we will not live long enough to enjoy the shade and the fruits of the trees that we plant today. But does it really matter? The next generations coming after us would enjoy those. After all, other generations planted trees that we are enjoying today without living long enough to enjoy those. This is the pot that is black, and my name, Blakk RASTA. I am most excited to be with you. This broadcaster is going live on Pan-African TV, Africa's only Pan-African TV. We are also live on Loud Silence TV, super live on Black Empire TV. We are live on Ghana Web TV. One show on all these wonderful platforms. That means that your business will do very well on this platform. All you need to do is to pick up our numbers on the screen and do business with us. The more your business prospers, the more we also prosper. We are also on YouTube, and our name on YouTube is Black Empire Media. We have that beautiful channel. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. You click on the notification button, and you will not miss any story that we bring out. Remember, every day of the week from Monday to Friday, we come your way with 60 minutes of hot information, all to build our nation, our continent, our people, our land. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonemo, where we speak truth to power. Now, the very first story we are looking at today is rolling on your screen. What does it say? Anas is a crook. And this is coming from Kwasi Nyantakyi. Who is Kwasi Nyantakyi? The former president of the GFA, Ghana Football Association. And we're using the word former. We will find out why we are using the word former and who is responsible for that status, the former status right now. Kwasi Nyantakyi held this position and ran the association for a long time. He chalked a number of successes, and of course, he failed in some other aspects. Nyantakyi, at a point, was the middle name of Ghana football. If Ghana football was talked about, it was all about Kwasi Nyantakyi, pulling the plugs left, right, and center, and doing so many different things. He was a man very, very likable. Many people liked him. Some others thought he was not doing good enough. But a lot of Ghanaians really liked his charisma. He was a free-flowing spirit. Well, that likable character ceased to be one when Anas Armiyao Anas, that's him, the investigative journalist who would cover his face to protect his identity because of dangerous escapades and expeditions he got himself into. Now listen to the interesting thing now. Anas Armiyao Anas, he has a style of investigating issues. When he suspects that somebody is a bad guy, he would invite you over using other people with cameras planted in different corners. He would find out how you react to some of the things that he suspects you for. So he invited Kwasi Nyantakyi all the way to Dubai and brought in a supposed sheikh, oil-rich sheikh who wanted to do business in Ghana. And of course, with Ghana football. And there was Kwasi Nyantakyi with his assistant. They started talking. And Kwasi Nyantakyi all of a sudden started talking about how this whole business deal will benefit him. He even wanted money after he saw a lot of money displayed on the sheikh's table for another person who talks too much in Ghanaian politics, and that is Kennedy Agyapong. Yes, he wanted money for him. We heard him in the tape. In fact, one of his wives even came out and said that when I watched that documentary and saw the way my husband was speaking, I knew that there was something wrong. This was not my husband speaking. Something had gone wrong. Of course, greed can make people change. But remember, people don't change like that. It's when the mask in front of their faces drops. No two ways about that. So what happened? The documentary came out. Ghanaians were furious. And the documentary went all the way to FIFA. And FIFA decided to ban Kwasi Nyantakyi for 15 solid years for his role in the illegal wranglings, illegal shenanigans with the supposed sheikh. And Anas Armiyao Anas was able to prove in that documentary the laws that he broke, Ghanaian laws and international laws. Kwasi Nyantakyi ran to the courthouse. Ghanaian football also banned him. And Kwasi Nyantakyi all of a sudden dropped to a zero level, totally destroyed. From that time, never ever forgave Anas Armiyao. Later in life, he claimed that $150,000 was what made Anas release that documentary. In other words, Anas asked him for a bribe of 150,000 American dollars so that he would shelve that documentary. But he couldn't pay, and it came out. But things happened. Kwasi Nyantakyi, for a sudden, has developed muscles again after Anas went to court suing Kennedy Agyapong for calling him a murderer, a crook, an evilous person, an extortionist, a blackmailer, and even more. In a bizarre judgment that shocked the whole of Ghana, Kennedy Agyapong won the case against the plaintiff, Anas Armiyao Anas of Tiger IPI. And that is what is in Ghana right now. Everybody is talking about. Interestingly, on the day of the judgment, Kennedy Agyapong went to the courthouse with Kwasi Nyantakyi. But remember that Anas Armiyao Anas already released a documentary, and in the documentary known as Number 12, because they wanted 12 million American dollars to do their own things. So he named it Number 12. Kwasi Nyantakyi mentions Kennedy Agyapong, a man of interest that some of the bribe money should go to, because he talks too much. He's a loud-mouthed guy who needs to be bribed to keep quiet in the documentary. So it was not surprising that Kennedy Agyapong went to the courthouse with Kwasi Nyantakyi. Did they know? Did they have an idea that they were going to win the case? So therefore they should go together and celebrate. We're going to get deeper into that case. But in the interim, Kwasi Nyantakyi says, Anas is a crook. Watch this. Kwasi Nyantakyi reacts to High Court ruling on Anas versus Agyapong defamation case. Come here. Watch me. He says what? Kwasi Nyantakyi, a former president of the Ghana Football Association, is claiming vindication following a High Court ruling on the case of defamation between ace investigative journalist Anas Armiyao Anas and the Member of Parliament for Asin Central, Kennedy Agyapong. Kwasi Nyantakyi told Omai FM that the ruling by the court exonerates him and corroborates his belief that Anas is corrupt. Nyantakyi says that Anas has been exposed by the court ruling and that he is not surprised that he knew all along that the investigative journalist is a crook and not who he claims to be. The court has stripped him naked. He has been disgraced. He claims to be an angel, but the court has shown that he is worse than the devil. I will take no further action, but this story is everywhere. He is a bad person, and now he has been exposed. A lot of people know him as a crook. He said the Accra High Court on Wednesday, March 15, 2023, dismissed the 25 million Ghana cedi defamation suit brought to him by Anas and asked the investigative journalist to compensate Kennedy Agyapong with 50,000 Ghana cedis. Speaking after the court ruling, Kennedy Agyapong stated that his win was dedicated to the former GFA president who was humiliated in the documentary. Kennedy Agyapong also turned down the 50,000 Ghana cedi reward by the court for him and cautioned Anas to be cautious of his actions. All I will say is the victory is especially for Kwasi Nyantakyi and this gentleman. What they have gone through in Anas's humiliation in this country, nobody should go through that. Kennedy Agyapong told the press. He said, I will tell you today, the 50,000 Ghana cedis, I don't need it. I will give it to him, but he should live with his conscience. Anas in 2018 sued the New Patriotic Party lawmaker for allegedly defaming him after the release of his famous Number 12 documentary, which sought to uncover the rot in Ghana football. The popular investigative journalist asked the court to award 25 million Ghana cedis to Kennedy, to him, for Kennedy Agyapong defaming him. That's what they wanted to, right there. And he came out with Who Watches the Watchman. That was his own version of the documentary to show that Anas Armiyao Anas was actually corrupt. And a lot of this was taken from Anas's own footages, leaked to Kennedy Agyapong by one of his investigative journalists. However, ruling over the case in court on Wednesday, March 15, 2023, Justice Eric Barr stated that Anas Admiral Anas failed to prove he was defamed by the lawmaker. So it's bizarre. But Kennedy Agyapong, come here. Kennedy Agyapong, dash it away. Kennedy Agyapong is happy. He says he's dedicating the victory to Kwasi Nyantakyi. And he also said that all those who have been affected by Anas's investigations in the past should be reinstated. I'm talking about those who have been removed from their post. Ghanaians are surprised at this ruling. Even in court, Kwasi Nyantakyi, who is presently in court fighting Anas, was so excited. And he couldn't hide his excitement. He said, I've always known this guy as a crook. I have said before that Tiger IPI is a terrorist group. And this is Kwasi Nyantakyi. From my own three news, former Ghana Football Association President Kwasi Nyantakyi has expressed satisfaction with the ruling delivered by the Accra High Court, which dismissed the 25 million Ghana cedi defamation suit against politician Kennedy Agyapong, brought by investigative journalist Anas Admiral Anas. According to Justice Eric Barr, Anas Admiral Anas failed to provide evidence that Kennedy Agyapong has defamed him through the airing of the documentary Who Watches the Watchman. Instead, the documentary exposed shady deals that Anas and his associates were involved in. Anas filed a defamation suit against the New Patriotic Party member of Parliament 2018, requesting 25 million Ghana cedis in compensation for the defamatory material published against him by Kennedy Agyapong. Dash it away. So, as part of the suit, Anas said that Kennedy Agyapong had called him a murderer. The court didn't say anything about that. But we are concentrating on the fact that Kwasi Nyantakyi is excited. Maybe he sees it as an opportunity for him to return. If I were him, I would not be. I would rather repent. Anas, yes, could have asked you to pay some money. Anas could be corrupt. But were you corrupted by Anas at the time that you were demanding millions so that you could control the whole of Ghana? Remember that in that documentary, you were also talking about the fact that you are the president in your hand. You embarrassed the president of Ghana. You made the whole world know that you have connections with the president, and once you give him a few millions, he is in your pocket. You remember that? Did you say that or not? Was it skewed? Do not let this so-called victory make you feel like you are a saint. No, none of us is a saint. If I were you, I will keep quiet and be so remorseful and let nature take its course. But you are everywhere jubilating. Your name is tainted already. And I do not know how Ghanaians are going to take that out of their mind, because I will not take it out of my mind. I watched that documentary, and no son of a woman can convince me that you, Kwasi Nyantakyi, you are straight. No. Nobody. I saw the documentary. I saw the greed in your eyes. Own wife said that no, when she watched it, she couldn't believe that this was her husband speaking. So what is the source of your excitement? Oh yes, granted, Anas is a crook. He's a blackmailer. He's evil. He's an extortionist. But were you turned into an extortionist by Anas? Did you demand the money or not? Were you tricked? Let's be serious. Anas could have his loopholes, but all in all, what he was doing, or better still, what he is doing, still benefits society in one way or the other. I would like to see his work continue. And if Anas has a bit of shadiness around him, I pray that he's able to deal with that. But before this matter came up, Anas came out and said, anybody who had evidence against him, as in extortion, corruption, blackmailing, anything like that should come out and bring it out into the public. Nobody came out. But the interesting thing is this, and I'm going to close on that. Anas Armiyahu Anas exposed some judges in Ghana for their corrupt nature. Some judges will take a goat, one goat, and a few Ghana cedis and free hardened criminals. Dirty judges. Posterity will judge you till you die. Wicked people. All those judges, the Ghana legal system decided to punish them after Anas's expose. Did Anas hate them? His mantra is, name and shape the bad guys. So if the Ghana legal system was so demeaned to the point that the whole world now knows that our legal system has judges that can take a single goat that cost less than 200 Ghana cedis on the market and free a hardened criminal that has killed and raped and robbed, then you should know there's a lot to be done in our courthouses. In the interim, Kwasi Nyantakyi, if I were you, this will be a solemn time for me to pray, meditate, and ask God to forgive me and to open my eyes and open another new chapter for me in my life. You have not been exonerated. I still see you like the same old person in number 12. I'm not convinced. The only thing that will convince me about you is remorsefulness. Dash it away. Yes. Next story. Rolling up. What does it say? Keep your needless awards. I didn't say this. I honestly don't like Ghanaian awards as well. Not all Ghanaian awards. Awards that come by vote and win. In fact, pay, vote and win. They are all useless awards. You remember, only a couple of months ago, I returned all the awards I won in Ghana for the past 20 years. That came via vote and win. You pay, you vote, and you win. Oh, there's a short code. Fans, vote so that I win this award. Some Ghanaians are still blind to that nonsense. If you believe that I deserve the award, and you have decided to nominate me, shortlist me, let your panelists sit down and choose who the winner is. If you want the public to be part of it, they don't have to pay to vote, or else they are buying the award. That's why one man, rich as he is, can control the whole award system as long as he can pay more to vote. Common sense. But we lack it. Some people insulted me. Others said, oh, he just wants attention. Attention to the blood and fire. What attention is that? This man is speaking the same language. He says, keep your needless awards. And he's my hero. Hey! Hey! Babie! Kwe! I don't accept national honors. I duly informed Solicitor General. This is Fui Chikata speaks from his name. From you hear Fui. If it's in Ghana, you know where he's coming from. If it's not in Ghana, you hear Fui, he might be coming from China. It's the Chinese that like names like Fui, Chi, Ching, Shi. But I love those names. Fui Chikata. Traditional African names. They carry power and energy. I love these names better than the George and the John and the Rebecca and the Victoria. All names of rapists and wicked people who came into our country to colonize us. Come here, you think say you wise. Watch me. Lawyer Fui Chikata has formally reacted to the decision to decline recently awarded national honors that he was originally supposed to be given for his role in a maritime boundary case involving Ghana and Ivory Coast. Oh my God. How many of us remember this case? Ghana and the Ivory Coast, they were fighting over some portion of some land that had some water on it and blah, 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 blah. It almost became a big fight. Marietta Brew went in there. Free Chikata also went in there. And they cracked the case and Ghana won. Let me not preempt the thing. Let me not take the wind out of your sail. Let's read it. Chikata was part of the initial Ghana team that worked on the case under the John Mahama government before the coming into office of the current government. The team he worked with liaised with the new one to secure a favorable judgment for Ghana in 2017. On March 14, the awards event was held, but he was absent along with former Attorney General Marietta Brew Agyapong, leading to commentary that they turned down the award for partisan political reasons. Fui, in a statement issued on March 15, explained why he declined the offer, stating that he had a long-standing position of not taking any national awards. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Come here. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hey, did you hear that? I understand that my decision to decline the offer of a national award is being interpreted as motivated by partisan political considerations. In my letter of 2nd November, and every Rastaman knows the importance of 2nd November. We call it the Coronation Day. That was the day in 1930 that Haile Selassie was crowned King of Kings and Lord of Lords, the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah in Addis Ababa. In Ethiopia, Addis Ababa means little beautiful flower. And 72 nations attended and bowed down before him and called him Kedamawe Gromabe Atilae. 1930. So every 2nd November is Coronation Day and Rasta goes into groundation. So when I see 2nd November, my memory clicks ting, 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 like a bank alert. In my letter of 2nd November 2022 to the Solicitor General in response to hers informing me of the offer of an award, I explained that I have long and deeply held convictions about not accepting recognition in the form of national awards. Those who know me will confirm these convictions as well as my inclination to avoid grand public gestures and the fuss around them, his statement read in part. He also lambasted government for its selectivity in picking award recipients, citing how about half dozen officials he had worked with on the very case were sidelined. Hey, bring his face again. Fui Chikata. What a name. Fui Chikata. Next time I have a baby, I will consider giving the child Fui. Come here. I salute you, sir. You see, some people think that if they are not awarded publicly for work that they do, then they are doing nothing. Are you working for recognition, or are you making sure that your work is recognized? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hey, many people won't understand this. It's too deep. Are you working for recognition, or you are making sure that your work is recognized? Hey, are you working for recognition, or you are making sure that your work is recognized? When you see politicians spending hours to explain what they have done, then you know they've done nothing. Let your work show. That's what this man is saying. You should clap for him. I would like to meet you. I would like to shake your hand. I would like to embrace you and feel your heart beat. You are a man. You are better than all those politicians with no common sense. Why do you want to award me? I just served my nation. Instead of fighting for himself, he said, what is that selectivity all about? I worked with some other people, half a dozen. None of them was recognized. Why me? The average Ghanaian never talks like that. Manya media. Intimiko. I have eaten. I'm okay. Whoever hasn't eaten is not my business. True? The average Ghanaian is so selfish. A man like this should be considered for president. A man like this should be considered for giving out common sense to people. Please keep your needless awards. I have a quote for you. When we return, we'll do more. Hey! Wayo!
Blackpot, Coco Show.
This is the Blackpot, aka Kukushunamo. And here we speak truth to power. Did you see that quote? Don't work for recognition. Do work worthy of recognition. In other words, let your work show. Don't go looking for recognition for yourself. Let your work be so glaring that no eye can miss it. Peter Tosh said, live clean and let your deeds be seen. And if you live clean, you will speak your mind with no fear. After all, you are not on the payroll of any politician. We are not angels, but the society is making us angels because of the corrupt nature of the society. This is the Blackpot, aka Kukushonumo. Come here! Next story. Anas cries foul after court ruling. Where is Anas? Anas. Armiyao Anas. That's him. I love him. Honestly. He's a young man. I've met him a number of times. He does his work. He risks his life. The other day he came out and said, if anybody thinks or has evidence that I am corrupt, please come out or hold your peace forever. We didn't see anybody come out. The only bold person that we saw only said it on his TV station until Anas himself sued him. And there was a ruling. The ruling said that Anas is corrupt. He's an extortionist, he's evil, and at the same time he's a blackmailer. Agyapong made it clear in the courthouse in February 2022, only last year, in court, that in the presence of Justice Eric Ban, Agyapong in court used unprintable words right in court. You are a fool. You are stupid. You are useless. And all that. Abua, Kwasia, all those words were used in the courtroom. And information I am getting. Justice Ban sat down and watched the scenario and never cited Agyapong for contempt. Right in the courtyard. Kennedy Agyapong got angry and was insulting Anas's lawyers. I'm going to play you some of the tape. Don't ask me how I got it. In the court, he was mad and angry and throwing tantrums, insulting. The words are unprintable. I'm warning you. Unprintable words in the courtroom. And the justice was sitting down. Now, Kennedy Agyapong, we're going to show you documents later, wrote to the Chief Justice asking for this particular judge to sit and finalize the case. Did he have any special recognition for the judge? Was that the reason the judge was quiet when he was insulting other lawyers right in the courtroom? Let's take a listen to what Kennedy Agyapong said in court in February 2022. Listen to it.
That outside, don't do that in a courtroom. I told you yesterday. But no, look at the language he's using, respect to the whole court. Please, to the extent that the judge rules. Don't go and do that outside.
Calm down, please.
My friend, call him to order.
Calm down.
Call him to order. What do you mean? Who the hell do you also think you are? You are lawyers or what? Please, yes. What do you mean? Please, think about something. I'm advising anything happens to your life. What do you mean? I'm also a lawmaker, and I'll take him on. This one is very nice. We're a professional. Well, maybe you can pass yourself. But that one, I mean, maybe school, maybe I'm not disrespecting your court. I quite and time or two who can pass yourself. We're a lawyer. We are yummy. Fuck you. Any other course will go ahead. I'm prepared to die for the truth. What? Small boy, get me your man. What disrespecting me? And he will fail. And sarcastically, that is the impression. Who are last? No, Kumi Pakura, what you mean? Was Sia. Who are last? Okunkum Kofor, Utumika. Was Sia defending. I catch him some me a metra. You're a fool. Why are not to Jimmy for those who do for yourself?
Unprintable words, eh? I had to cut it short. There's more. You heard that? Now, to some of our viewers who do not understand the Akan language, he said, even Anas kills people. A murderer like him, you useless lawyer, you are defending him. I'll die for the truth. Fuck you. You heard that? These are not my words. I hardly use those words. In fact, I never use them. They sound so heavy in my mouth. But that was the lawmaker who said that in court, in the presence of the judge. Did you hear the judge? No. Most of the time you hear them with their big hammer, or the high court, they have no hammer. Is it a chisel they use in there or a hoe? We normally would hear bang, 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 silence in court, but no. He went on a rant spree. You heard that. That was in court. February 2022. In fact, that was not the first time he had ranted like that. The first time, on a different day, the same judge, Justice Eric Ma, asked him to apologize. And he went ahead to apologize. And then there was decorum. But on this day, I wasn't there, but I was told that he sat down and watched the whole thing, as Kennedy Agyapong kept ranting using unprintable words. That's from Anas. Anas and his people believe that the judgment did not go in their favor because it was skewed. That if the judge would sit down and watch Kennedy Agyapong, who endorsed him to sit on the case without the court telling the Anas side that, oh, there's a new judge, they only got to court and no. I'm going to show you documents. Provide the first document, and that document tells us the letter that the Anas team wrote to the Chief Justice. In fact, telling the Chief Justice that, what happened? Is there a change? Is there this? Drop any of the documents. It's all right. We'll deal with it. Watch this. And come here. Come here. And look, this is the Honorable Chief Justice from the office of the Honorable Chief Justice, Republic of Ghana. This is 27th October 2021. He says, His Lordship, Justice Eric Ban, Justice of the Court of Appeal, Accra. And this one says, petition for an order for Justice Eric Ban, J.A., to continue and complete part. Roll it up so I can read it, my brother. Yes, part heard case instituted. Anas Armiyao Anas versus Honorable Kennedy Agyapong. And this is the suit number. I write with reference to the above mentioned petition to the Chief Justice dated 9th October 2021. You are hereby directed to continue in hearing the above mentioned case to finality. To continue in, I don't know what grammar is that. Maybe it's lawyer's grammar. I don't understand this grammar. I understand, but it's not grammatical. Maybe it's law. You are hereby directed to continue in hearing the above mentioned case to finality. Please accept my compliments. And this is from Justice Enimiaboa. That's the letter the Chief Justice wrote. Right? Wrote this letter to the Justice to tell him to continue hearing the case. Drop the second one. What does the second one say? And this is from the Dakun law firm. Listen. That one was when? 27th what? October, right? Am I right? 27th October. This is 19th October 2021. It says, the Honorable Chief Justice, Judicial Service, Head Office Accra, my Lord Chief Justice, petition for an order for Eric Ban, J.A. to continue and complete part head case institute. Wow. Anas Armiya Anas versus Honorable Kennedy Agyapong. We write as solicitors for and on behalf of defendant, hereinafter referred to as our client, my lord, the above suit which was instituted in 2018 remains on head until the arrival of the above named judge. He began taking evidence on the case and has so far heard the evidence of the plaintiff and the defendant. He has heard part of the cross-examination of the defendant. He has observed the demeanor of the parties and is abreast with the details of the case, including its nature and scope. I am aware that a new judge has been posted to the High Court, General Jurisdiction, Division 2. It will take some time for the record of proceedings to be put together for the new judge. She will need further time to study the record, to familiarize herself with it, to enable her effectively continue it. She also does not have the benefit of the demeanor of the witnesses so far. Respectfully, it is my view that it will be quicker and more efficient for Justice Ban to continue the case than the new judge. In the circumstance, respectfully and earnestly, pray you to order the previous judge to continue the case. And who wrote this? Raphael Agyapong, Esquire. So this is Kennedy Agyapong's lawyer. They wrote on the 19th to the Chief Justice, Enim Yaboa, saying that, oh, we hear you want to bring a new judge to sit on the thing. There's one who has already heard it and has been taken off it. And because of that, I think if you bring him back, he'll be able to continue because he's gathered evidence already. But this new one that you are bringing, the woman would have to sit and take time, and she does not even have the benefit of the demeanor of the plaintiff and the defendant in the appearances gone. Do you understand that? She was not in court to see how the two parties behaved, so she doesn't have that knowledge. So why don't you rather just make Justice Ma continue? And the Chief Justice on the 27th, how many days later? That's about 8 days later, wrote ordering Justice Ma to sit on the case without telling Anas Armiyao Anas anything. Is it not bizarre? Come here. One party says, oh, let this person do it. After all, the person started it. So let him just continue. And without referring to the other party, they went ahead to do it. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I do not know how this works. But if two people are feuding, I do not think that one person should choose who should decide. But why did the Anas side not protest Justice Ban sitting on the case? Well, I was told that they protested in court and said, oh, there's a new person here, and then we were not told. And then they were explained to, and they kept quiet, believing that they had enough evidence to deal with it. Anas is crying foul. Anas is not happy about this. But there's somebody who is saying that Anas should shut up, right? Is it true? He's saying Anas should shut up. You know this guy? Aisha Huang. Oh, Captain Ifadate. The same man defending Aisha Huang. Remember he said the other time that he must eat. It's important for a man to eat. And he's a lawyer. That's the work he does, defending people. And I'm yet to see a lawyer go to court and say, because I love my country so much, this man chose me to be his lawyer, but he's a thief. Can you jail him and give him the maximum term? No. All lawyers go to defend and try to find a way of getting the people off the hook, even if they know that they are thieves. I do not know what profession this is. Or is it that the people are corrupted, that everything they have to defend? I'm just saying, I'm just asking. Well, in Captain Ifa's assessment, the whole thing was fair. It's fair, unrealistic to accuse Kennedy Agyapong of manipulating the judge. Ifadate tells Anas, read it. Private legal practitioner, Captain retired Nkrabia Ifadate has criticized Tiger IPI firm belonging to investigative journalist Anas Armiyao Anas for accusing Member of Parliament for Asin Central Kennedy Agyapong of manipulating the judge in the defamation case which has just been thrown out. Tiger IPI said that the case traveled through the hands of 3 judges. Yes, the firm alleged that Justice Eric Ban, being the latest, was assigned to the case at the express instance of Kennedy Agyapong. So when you read it over and over, it comes to the point where he says that the Accra High Court, which we have read already. Next page, let's see what Captain Ifadate, or just Ifadate, because the soldiers have told me not to say Captain retired, because these their terms. He said, don't say it. It's wrong. It's wrong. Next page. Let's see what lawyer Ifadate is saying. The claims by the plaintiff, Anas Armiyao Anas, meritless, and they are hereby dismissed. That's what the judge said. Now, in a statement reacting to the ruling, Tiger IPI said, we find the court decision an unfortunate travesty of justice and very inimical to the administration of justice and fairness. If for nothing all made an allegation murder against Anas. Yes, they didn't say anything about the murder and the tax evasion. Yes, Armiyao remains resolute in our fight against blah 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 blah. Okay, so this is the part I'm looking for. And so it is very unfair and unrealistic for Tiger IPI to accuse Kennedy Agyapong as having manipulated the system in such a way as to get a judge who would have a sympathetic hearing for Kennedy Agyapong, to the disadvantage of Tiger PI. He said, Tiger I, as a team of lawyers, should know that if a judge makes any ruling or any decision and you are not comfortable with it, you have the right to appeal to the Court of Appeal or a higher court. Come back one step. So, what point is he making? Well, speaking on the Ghana Tonight Show on TV3 Wednesday, March 15, Mr. Ifadate said, I am surprised that Tiger I is talking like this because it comes to when it comes to placement of cases before the court, there is nobody who has control over it. It is done by the office of the Chief Justice and the judiciary. No, sir. You are right, but one side does not write to the Chief Justice to tell the Chief Justice that please bring this person. I mean, it doesn't make sense. He's saying that when it comes to judges that they put on cases, nobody has control over that. But we have just seen that one side wrote to the Chief Justice, telling the Chief Justice to recommending some judge to the Chief Justice. Am I right? I'm wrong. To God be the glory. When we return, we got more. Hey! Wayo!
Blakk, Coco Show, man.
This is the Blakk Pot, aka Coco Show, where we speak truth to power. Next story, and come here. Ghana threatens to close schools. Why? Run the story. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. Go and close the schools and let's see. Former Deputy Minister of Education, Jabs Educhum. It will be recalled that last Sunday, 12 March 2023, the Minister of Education met the heads of public senior high schools in Kumasi and issued a warning that he would close non-performing schools in the country down. This has generated a lot of discussion amongst the general public, according to Honorable Alex Treme, a former Deputy Minister of Education in charge of pre-tertiary. This is just an empty threat and a clear indication that he has failed as a Minister of State. The minister should have first answered the following questions before his threats. Is he aware that he is presiding over SHS with inadequate textbooks? Since 2016, when the last textbooks were procured, have they added a single textbook? When was the last time a staff audit was conducted in the SHS? Is he aware that many schools are overstaffed and subject teachers to run shifts? Whereas some schools don't have teachers. Is he not presiding over a system where the principal superintendents are appointed, headmasters of SHS, whereas hundreds of deputy directors and directors are on the waiting list? Is he not the same person keeping people on retirement at their post, whilst hundreds of qualified people don't have space to operate? Dash. You want to close down schools, and you don't have enough schools. You say they are not performing. Why are they not performing? Have you answered those questions? This is the country we are in. Common sense is not with us. Hi, if you have a mechanic, anytime you go to him with a problem, he tells, oh, this thing is spoiled, let's buy a brand new one. He's a bad mechanic. Can he repair it? You go to a mechanic, your bulb is dead. He says, oh, let's change the whole light set. He's a bad mechanic. Mechanics who do not know how to repair, but they know how to replace, are not good mechanics. These are the mechanics we have in our schools. Edu Chum, recently, in fact, he made a speech that touched the whole world about Chu and poor. No common reasoning in the schools. This was the man who said he didn't leave England and America to come here and make himself rich, and we're all happy. You want to close down schools that are not performing. Why? Your shift system is not working. Do you have textbooks? Why are they not working? Schools under trees. Schools under trees are still there, and you are closing schools under roofs. Oh, please, sir. What are you talking about? Make sure that they work. People go to school and they lie on their bare bellies. Ants are biting them. Soldier ants. Bees are stinging them. How can the schools work when teachers have to cross rivers to go to school? Why are you doing this to us? How will the schools work? Make sure they work. A teacher is posted to a certain school in Pesingpe. He doesn't want to go, but he's still on the payroll, and somebody is marking him present in Pesingpe that he's there, yet he's not even going to see the school. How would the school work? You want to close it down, or you want to turn it into one district, one factory? Please be smart. Stop that joke. Dash! Last story. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Coco Show. Remember, we are on YouTube. Do me a favor. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's called Blakk Empire Media. Click on the notification button. Every day, from Monday to Friday, we unleash stories of this kind to work on the mindset of our people. Click. We need the numbers, and we need you to spread the message as well. Introduce more people to this channel. It's a very vibrant channel. It's the number one when it comes to Pan-Africanism. Agyapong reveals deep NPP secrets. He is more than an investigative journalist. He has filler. If certain people in the NPP dare me, they got nerves. I will reveal how the NPP won the 2020 elections. NPP did not win the elections on fair grounds. You got nerves. You got nerves. You got nerves. I will reveal secrets of NPP if you dare me. Agyapong wants party. Member of Parliament for Asin Central, Agyapong, has revealed that his party, the NPP, did not win the elections physically. Was it spiritually? The maverick politician has revealed in an interview on his TV station, Net2 TV, that the party is conspiring to bring him down and also shut him down. Well, this is not the first time we are hearing that. Anytime he's under pressure from his party, he blackmails them like this. That's what he does. This is the real blackmail, honestly. Remember, in that tape we played earlier, if we had gone ahead to play, you would have heard him say that, yeah, Anas took them to Dubai, some of the NPP ministers, and recorded them. If they joke with me, this party, I'm going to play it. And later, it came out in a documentary where another one became a casualty, Edubuain. In what seems to be the angry side of the politician, Agyapong stated that some powers within the party want him to shut down. A pressure he can never succumb to. In the strand of his outburst, the say is as it is politician revealed how much he had invested to the party, especially in the lead up to the 2016 elections. He sounded so angry, issuing threats of revealing some secrets in the party. NPP should dare me, like they did to Alfred Obeng I will disgrace the party. Did they know how much Alfred Obeng contributed to the party prior to the 2016 election? That guy, a century. Did he know the money I brought to Kumasi and was given to me by Alfred Obeng? He fumed. Kennedy Agyapong says he's ready to bring the NPP down if indeed party executives stretch him thin and threaten him. In fact, Kennedy Agyapong has revealed that the party did not win political power physical. If NPP want to bring me down, I'll also bring the party down and tell how we won the 2016 election. We didn't win it physical. I am telling you today, NPP should dare me. I will reveal every secret about 2016 election. Dash it away. So you are a lawmaker. Bring his photo. You are a lawmaker. You want to be president. You claim that you will die for the truth in the tape that we played. And you are keeping some truth because you want to remain and be part of a dirty party. Then you are dirty. How many people understand? This party you said did not win the election. The say is as it is person that you are. I thought you would come out and say that this is a dirty party. They didn't win the election right from the start. Look, late than never. Time to say it now. Now that they are threatening you, one person, they are threatening you. So you want to bring down the whole party. But the corrupt party that did not win the election and is in power against the 36 million Ghanaians, you don't care about them. You can get power on an indecent premise. You are happy with that. You want to be president. Look, let's speak truth. If truly your party did not win the election and you sat down on the secret, then you are a hypocrite. The same things you are accusing Anas of, maybe you are a bigger culprit. With all respect. A lawmaker. My party did not win the elections on fair grounds. I have the secret, but I will release it now. If they continue attacking me, I will blackmail them with this news. And you are happy. Dash it away. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunam. And my name, Black Rasta. I say again. Hey! Wayo!